Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Dave's Faves. Oh, this is such a favorite. It's Bernstein's Mass. I love Bernstein's Mass. It's such a controversial work, because of its wild range of styles and supposed, vulgarity and occasional tastelessness at the climax when the celebrant throws his chalice down and goes insane. He basically does the mad scene from Peter Grimes, only in a Catholic church. And I don't care. I just think it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. It has such an abundance of wonderful, wonderful music. And the way it's laid out and the way it happens, the way it's done. I mean, it's a theater piece, like all of Bernstein's music, as he himself said, is theatrical. And this is extremely theatrical. And I have been in love with Mass ever since the 70s, ever since Bernstein wrote it. It was a cult piece when he first wrote it, and he recorded it. And I was in high school at the time in the 70s, and it was so wonderful to hear this music. And we sang it. We sang it in Glee Club, and Yale did a production, and I had friends in the children's choir, and I got to hang out in the children's choir, and Bernstein was conducting it. And I mean, it was out there, and it was so of its time and place, and it still is. But, one of the things about music particularly is that the fact that something's a period piece and may be a little dated doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. What matters is the quality of the music. And then the periodicity of it only becomes part of its charm, part of its character, as something that was very much, of its era. And this is of its era with its pop and rock music things and all this stuff. And it's not easy to do. It's really not easy to do. We sang the opening is a quadrophonically taped Kyrie that becomes, very, very cacophonous. And then there's Simple Song by the celebrant, to try and quell the cacophony, which he sings with a guitar and then a little bit of orchestral accompaniment. And then after that, there's an Alleluia. And Bernstein published it separately. He called it Warm Up for Choir. And it's hard. Ooh, it's hard. It's tricky rhythmically. It was originally written for soloists, for a whole choir to do it. It's very tricky rhythmically, and harmonically it's very difficult. When the Alleluias come in, you just have to grab notes. There's no preparation for where you are, and some of a few of the inner parts are quite dissonant to the rest. It doesn't sound that way, but they are. And finding them, I mean, you got to have like perfect pitch to do it. You really do. And boy, do I not have perfect pitch. When we got to the Alleluia part, I just went, Alleluia. I didn't know whether that was the right note or not. I had no idea. And you're going do-bing, do-bang, do-bong, do-bing, do-bang, do-bong, do-be-ding, dong, ding, dong. It's tough. And it's wonderful. It's tuneful and fun and full of provocativeness. God said, let there be light. And there was God said, let there be night. That thing. And it was good, brother, and it was good, brother, and it was good, brother, and it was goddamn good. Ba, 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 da, 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 ba, ba, ba. I could sing the whole thing for you, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't even attempt it because, first of all, these are quick, these Dave's Faves videos, and second of all, I know there's a limit to how much I can ask you to endure. I mean, I get so many comments, oh, please stop singing, you say, which only makes me want to do more. Of course, it's part of my charm. Anyway, never mind that. This recording, Marin Alsop with the Baltimore Symphony and Jubilant Sykes as the most fabulous celebrant you'll ever hear in your life. Bernstein's, of course, was, I think, Alan Titus, who was very, very good. I mean, he's superb, actually, but boy, is this hot. This is a better performance than Bernstein's. And I just think that's wonderful because, if these pieces are to survive, if we're to enter the canon of the great classics, as I think so many of Bernstein's works deserve to, they have to have a life lifetime, a life, an existence beyond Bernstein himself. And when the composer is also a conductor of an unbelievable genius, that's a tall order. But Marin Alsop is also a wonderful conductor. She was a protege of Bernstein, not that that matters. She has a real feeling for the music, and boy, is this performance, it just rocks. It's on Naxos, and it's fabulous, and I love it, and I think you will love it too. I mean, some of you I know already know it, and you like this work as much as I do. And gosh, it's fun. It's just a great time. It really is. Not for everyday listening, but you put it on when you're in the mood, and it's so moving and so expressively all-encompassing, Mahlerian. It's like the world. It embraces everything. And in that respect, it's possibly Bernstein's, masterpiece. I would almost go so far as to say that. That and West Side Story, of course. But boy, this is just a great piece. So, Marin Alsop doing Bernstein's Mass on Naxos. Keep on listening, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.